The Delmarva Home Show has so many wonderful sponsors. Here's a sponsor spotlight with the Amish Tradesmen.
I'm here with Rob Harmon. He is the president of the Amish Tradesmen. Rob, great seeing you today.
Great seeing you.
So tell us about how this company got started.
Well, this is kind of a strange story here because I'm a commercial real estate broker by trade. And I got a call from a friend that I went to church with. And she worked as a bookkeeper for this little company that was selling pole buildings, about 20 pole buildings a year. And she was working out of Greenwood. And she said, "Can you see if you can sell my business for me?" So I came down, had a chat with her. And within a few weeks, I could tell there was something that was really motivating her. So she called me and I came to her to look at her business. And she finally confided in me that she had stage 4 brain cancer. She had a special needs child she was raising by herself. And if she couldn't sell the business in a very short period of time, she couldn't provide for her son, which was important to her. So she told me that God had sent me there to buy the business. So, which was kind of a shock to me because I'm pushing 70 at the time. And I thought, I'm not sure I want to buy anything new at this point in time. But we talked about it as a family, and I prayed on it, and we finally just wrote her a big check and said, "Okay, let's just see where this goes." And
Wow.
And in our first year, we probably doubled the number of buildings that she did, and we averaged 60 or 70 buildings a year.
Wow, what a blessing you were to her.
It truly is.
And
It was
been
a blessing to both.
Blessing to yourself now, right?
It was, yeah.
So how did you learn about the business then if you kind of just went into it?
Well, I did have a few weeks with her when we got started. So
training.
I shadowed her a little bit, but she did things completely different. She never left the office.
Oh.
She knew nothing about construction. So she had hooked up with this Amish family, the Millers, and they basically did everything for her. So all she had to do was really do an estimate and a contract. And she never saw a single one of her buildings. So we do things a little differently. We do like to go out and see the buildings that we're building here, even though we're not physically doing that to build ourselves. We have some really qualified Amish workers.
That's amazing. So how many years?
Well, so the business, I guess, has been around for probably 16 years, of which probably 5 or so we've done this.
That's awesome. So talk about, you guys do a lot of garages.
We do.
What is the difference between a stick-built versus a pole building garage?
Sure, yep. Well, and with a stick build, you would probably start out with a foundation. You'd dig a little trench around. You'd pour some concrete in there for a foundation. Then you'd come back after that dried. You'd put some concrete blocks in there. Then after that was done, you'd come back and put a wood panel on top of that you could bolt to. With a pole building, we start out with a pad site that's made out of select fill. It's all leveled out and lasered out. And then our Amish crew comes in and they drill big holes all the way around where the posts are going to go. They set the posts in saccrete so that it has like a concrete cookie that the post sets on, right? And then once that's done, all this is done in one day. They put purlins across to keep everything square, to make sure the building's going to be square. They put headers on it. We have pre-engineered trusses that go on after that sit on the building that they usually put up themselves.
Wow.
Yep. Then they cover it with metal. So if it's a building, say a 2-car garage kind of a thing, usually by the second day they're done.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I've seen some of them go up driving around the area, right?
Sure.
And they'll have it done in just a few days.
They do.
That's amazing.
They do.
Is that kind of a plus to it?
It's essential. I mean, the difference is with Amish workers, they show up, they work really hard.
Good quality, right?
They take a very short lunch break, and then they finish the day out, and then they go home. So they have done this for 40 years. So this family generationally just keeps going and going and going.
That's amazing.
So it's they know their trade very well.
So if someone is interested in kind of having, there's all kinds of sizes, right? You mentioned the 2-car garage. There's all kinds of sizes. You make big oversized doors on some of them. So it's a lot of custom work. You kind of tailor it to the client, to the customer.
It's very custom. That's one of the unique things about us, is we don't use what you would call warehouse metal. Let's say if you were doing a 20-foot building, we wouldn't put 2 pieces of 10-foot metal in there. We would have one piece that was cut and designed just for us. So they cut the metal at the manufacturer. They treat the bottom edge so it doesn't rust. And when it comes out, it's kind of like pre-made metal that the Amish crew can just put on place.
And there's all kinds of colors.
Yes, lots of colors.
Lots of selection.
Yeah, lots of colors, yeah.
So you can make it to kind of match your home if you want to.
You could do that, yep.
Very cool.
So, and a lot of it is just regular garages or sheds, man caves,
Yeah.
she sheds, right? With some place that you can store the toys, someplace you can do your hobbies.
Yeah.
Maybe an office that you want to get out of the house and
Yes.
stay separated, like we talked about.
Like we talked about, right?
Yeah.
And it's lasting, right? I mean, a pole building is going to last you a long time. The metal siding.
It does. Yep. Are you talking about the difference between like vinyl siding?
Right, yes.
Which most of the stick-built houses now.
true.
I mean, a lawnmower can kick up a rock and put a hole in that. We're using 28 gauge metal, which you'd have a very tough time punching a hole in, I know from experience. Yeah.
So if someone is interested in putting a pole building up at their house, what's the first step that they would take?
Well, we'd hope the first step they'd take is call us.
Of course.
Because we'd like to walk them through the process. We'd like to show them the models that we have here.
Right.
We could even, come out and visit their site, give them an idea where things should be set, which way they'd be turned. So that's where we would start.
And then you give them an estimate.
We do. We give them a design that has 3D elevation pictures that they can
I've
look
seen
at.
these before. They're pretty cool.
It's very cool. Yeah, it's all computer generated. So for free, they get an idea of what the building looks like and exactly what it would cost to build it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And they have windows and garage doors of all kinds, sizes and colors and everything.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of custom work with it.
Oh, it's all custom. Yeah, a lot of
What is
decisions.
your favorite part?
Oh, my favorite part, I think, is when it's all done, the smiles that have on their faces, because it's a process, and to see it actually come to life, and to see people start what they put in the buildings, that to me is interesting. So when we go back and we see, antique cars in there, race cars in there, and motorcycle collections, and those are the things that I enjoy. Or seeing where they changed it into an office and using it for their business or using it for their hobbies as a shop, as a wood shop and things. It's just a variety of uses that's really just universal.
Goodness. So the blessing you gave her became a blessing for you, and now it's a blessing you give to other people.
Hopefully it's
Very
a
full
legacy
circle,
that we'll leave down to generations here.
I love that. Okay, Rob, if people are interested, can you give them your phone number, please?
Sure. It's 302-349-5550.
Great. Thank you so much, Rob. And if you need a pole building, this is the place to do it with the Amish Tradesmen.
Thank you. Thank you.